Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for arriving well on time. I hope you all have registered at the desk outside in the foyer. In case you haven't, I request you to do so. We are also serving some tea and coffee at the back of the hall for those who need a little bit of a post-lunch recharge. Please do help yourselves to it. And as you might have already seen, we have some wonderful exhibits on clean energy solutions in the foyer. I do encourage everyone to browse through them through the evening today. And we will commence sharp at 2:30, so requesting everyone to take their seats within the next 5 minutes. Thank you. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are feeling as energized as our team at the Council on Energy, Environment and Water and Villgro are for our discussions on powering sustainable livelihoods. Today will be nothing short of a power-packed journey as we discuss, share, and co-learn about innovative ideas and approaches in decentralized renewable energy that have the potential to transform India's rural economy. My name is Nandini Agarwal, and I would like to extend a warm welcome to our honorable guests, esteemed speakers and partners to the National Summit on Powering Sustainable Livelihoods. I would like to specially thank our supporters, IKEA Foundation, Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office of the UK Government, Good Energies, Shell Foundation and Doan Foundation, without whom the work by the Powering Livelihoods team would not have been possible. We're also looking forward to hosting Honorable Minister Shri Rajkumar Singh later today in the evening. To start us off, I would like to actually present a small anecdote from my recent visit to Araku Valley in Andhra Pradesh, where women up until very recently have been processing millets manually. And for those of us in the room who know what that looks like, would also know that this is a very cumbersome and time-consuming process. But a creative solution by one of the residents has actually managed to change the lives of many in that area. And that creative solution is, wait for it, is changing a normal home food grinder that we normally refer to as a mixie to a millet mixie. And this millet mixie can dehull kilos of millets in a mere duration of 15 seconds and can run on electricity produced by a solar panel that also fulfills the household's needs. Now that's innovative. Well, on the other hand, some also say that's a simple solution, a woman entrepreneur sitting in her household, processing millets for the entire village and earning some income from it. And it is a simple idea, isn't it? But like all DRE solutions, the power of this idea lies in its simplicity. And that's what makes DRE a massive opportunity to transform India's livelihoods. Today, we're here to discuss how we can capitalize on the potential of clean energy opportunities and what we can learn from the success and failures of the DRE sector. Before we kick off the discussions, I would like to announce a few operational details for the room. We do not encourage the use of plastic water bottles, so you will find some glasses with water and filled water bottles on your table and around you. We will be having a networking dinner today at 7:30 p.m. So please help us stay on time and requesting our speakers to kindly stick to the time schedule allotted to them in the agenda. We have some DRE users and entrepreneurs, as you might have seen already out in the foyer today, exhibiting clean energy solutions. We do encourage you to take some time and engage and interact with them through the afternoon today. And finally, we will have a round of question and answers after every panel session, so we really look forward to hearing your thoughts once the moderator opens the room for discussions. And finally, to set the stage for today's dialogue, I would like to call upon Anant Aravamudan, Sector Lead of the Climate Action Vertical at Villgro, for the welcome address.
Thank you very much. My dear friends, colleagues, and fellow renewable energy enthusiasts, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this National Summit on Powering Sustainable Livelihoods. Over the last decade, we have seen how decentralized renewable energy has gained prominence as an enabler of livelihoods, both on-farm and off-farm. Many of us in this room have played vital roles in enabling this evolution of decentralized renewable energy. The Powering Livelihoods program, initiated 3 years ago, set out to plug the gaps in DRE livelihoods, especially when it came to scaling viable business models. 2 organizations decided to combine their strengths to do this. Villgro, with its 21 plus years of working with social innovators, took on the role of supporting DRE livelihood entrepreneurs, building their capacity and connecting them to markets and finance. CEEW, with its stellar track record as a policy think tank, helped mold the ecosystem of policymakers and funders, making them sensitive to the needs of the sector, providing data-driven research and insights to convince them. All in all, 15 innovators were supported under the Powering Livelihoods program. And much of what you will see today is a culmination of the efforts of this program. Today, we will have a chance to hear from the end users of the decentralized renewable energy equipment as to how their lives had changed for the better and their livelihoods were enabled using this equipment. We will talk to the innovators about their products and to policymakers about what is in store on the policy front. We will have stakeholders from sales and financing sectors sharing their perspectives. All these things together make up what we call the ecosystem, which has really supported the DRE livelihood equipment. And I think Powering Livelihoods has been proud to bring all these stakeholders together under one roof. Please don't miss the exhibition stalls outside. You'll be able to see live demos of the products. You'll be able to see some of the products that, or the byproducts or the products that come out of these equipment. With the promise of a very exciting day ahead, once again, I welcome you all warmly to this summit. I trust that you will take away a lot of new information as well as valuable sector connects and collaboration opportunities. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Aravamudan, for setting the context so well. You're quite tall for my height, so we'll have to adjust the mics. This is a rare occasion where a diverse set of stakeholders, including the end users in the DRE sector, have taken a day to sit together and discuss the potential and way forward for the sector. So let's make use of this opportunity to hear from some of the DRE end users present here today about their experience of using clean energy technologies and how it has transformed their lives. I would like to invite to stage Maushami Kabiraj, research analyst at CEEW, to facilitate a round of question and answers with the end users Bhavna Malandkar, who is a fisherwoman from Maharashtra, Kuni Dehori, a master silk reeler from Odisha, and Bhanu Pratap Singh, who heads a farmer-producer organization in Uttar Pradesh. Over to you, Maushami.
Hello. Thank you, Nandani. A very good and warm wishes to all the participants. I am Maushami Kabiraj from Council on Energy, Environment and Water and moderator for this session. Ms. Agarwal has aptly shared an anecdote from Andhra Pradesh explaining how these new and innovative DRE products are going beyond a conventional application like lighting to creating sustainable livelihoods at the local level. In this session, we aim to bring forth the perspective of the end users using these products and understand the potential of these products in impacting their lives and livelihoods. Without further ado, let's hear the voices from the ground. हमारे साथ आज इस मंच पे पावरिंग लाइवलीहुड्स के 3 एंड यूजर्स जुड़े हुए हैं जो हमारे साथ इन क्लीन एनर्जी प्रोडक्ट्स को इस्तेमाल करने का एक्सपीरियंस साझा करना चाहेंगे। कुनी जी, भानु जी और भावना जी, मैं सबसे पहले आप लोग तीनों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहूँगी हमारे साथ इस सेशन में शामिल होने के लिए। थैंक यू। सेशन की शुरुआत करते हुए मैं आप लोग तीनों से निवेदन करूँगी कि आप संक्षेप में अपना परिचय दें।
नमस्कार, मैं भावना मालड़कर महाराष्ट्र से, मैं सिंधुदुर्ग जिले के देवगढ़ तालुके में रहती हूँ। हम लोग ट्रेडिशनल फिशर्समैन हैं। मैं 13 सालों से मछली बेच रही हूँ।
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम भानु प्रताप सिंह है। मैं सीतापुर उत्तर प्रदेश से हूँ और BMS ऑर्गेनिक फार्मा प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी लिमिटेड का डायरेक्टर हूँ और लगभग 550 किसानों के साथ हम काम कर रहे हैं इस समय, जिसमें से 60% प्लस जो है वीमेंस है हमारे साथ। थैंक यू।
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम कोनी देवरी, मैं उड़ीसा से आई हूँ। क्योंझर जिले कटड़ापाल के मेरा गांव है। मैं जहाँ पे काम कर रहा है बगामुंडा टसर सिल्क पार्क के हैं, वहाँ पे 500 लड़की लोगों को मैंने टसर का जो रीलिंग ट्रेनिंग दे दिया है। और अभी गांव में थोड़ा सा जहाँ पे ट्राइबल एरिया जहाँ पे काम नहीं है वहाँ पे भी मैं एक CFC सेंटर शुरू करना है, चालू करना है। और गांव का और टोटल टसर सिल्क पार्क का मिला जुला के हम 500 से ज़्यादा लड़की लोग को काम सिखा रहे हैं। थैंक यू।
परिचय के लिए धन्यवाद। कुनी जी, जैसा कि आपने बताया कि सोलर से चलने वाली सिल्क रीलिंग और वीविंग मशीन का आप इस्तेमाल करती है, तो हम आपसे ये जानना चाहेंगे कि सोलर से चलने वाली मशीनों का इस्तेमाल करने के पहले आपके क्षेत्र में आप सिल्क रीलिंग और बिजली से चलने वाली मशीनों से संबंधित किन चुनौतियों का सामना कर रही थी, और बिजली से चलने वाली मशीनों की तुलना में सोलर सिल्क रीलिंग और वीविंग मशीन के क्या फायदे और लाभ है?
देखिए, हम लोग का तो ट्राइबल एरिया में बिजली नहीं थे पहले। जहाँ पे बिजली होता था, अचानक से बारिश हुआ कि हवा चली तो बिजली 5-6 दिन तक बंद रहा था, तो मशीनें चलाने में बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी। बार बार बिजली कटने से हमारे क्या हो रहा था, मशीन का जितना हम इनकम करने के लिए सोच रहे थे उतना ही नहीं मिल पा रहे थे। पहला पॉइंट यह है। तो बिजली वाला जो मशीन होता है ना, बहुत बड़ा वाला मशीन होता था, घर में नहीं रख सकते हैं हम लोग, एक ही जगह में कर रहे थे। तो घर का सारे काम छोड़ के हम लोग कहाँ जो हमको काम सिखाने वाला TRC से कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी वहाँ जाना होता था, इसलिए तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रहा था। अभी जो हमारा यहाँ का सोलर पावर मशीन है, उन्नति बुनियाद वाला मशीन है, ये छोटा सा मशीन है, ये कंटिन्यू 24 घंटे तक चल रहा था। और हमारा जो इनकम को बढ़ोतरी हुआ है, और आगे भी ये छोटा सा घर का सारे काम छोड़ के ये काम रात को भी हम लोग रीलिंग कर सकते हैं, ये अच्छा है।
बिल्कुल कुनी जी, मैं ऑडियंस को ये बताना चाहूँगी कि बाहर एग्जीबिशन स्पेस में सोलर सिल्क रीलिंग मशीन्स रखी हुई है, और मैं आप लोग सभी से निवेदन करूँगी कि आप उनका लाइव डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन बाहर ही देख सकती है। भानु जी, जैसा कि आपने बताया कि आप एक फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी के हेड हैं, और साथ ही करीबन 500 फार्मर्स के साथ आप जुड़े हुए हैं, तो क्या आप हमें ये जानकारी दे पाएंगे कि आपके FPO ने सोलर बायोमास बेस्ड कोल्ड स्टोरेज कम डिहाइड्रेटर खरीदने के बारे में क्यों सोचा? आप और आपसे जुड़े जो किसान थे वो ऐसी किन चुनौतियों का सामना कर रहे थे जिसकी वजह से आपको लगा कि ये मशीन FPO के कार्य को बढ़ावा देगी?
आपको बताना चाहूँगा कि 2020 में जब मैंने फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी का गठन करने के बाद जब हम फार्मर्स के साथ में क्लोज इंटरेक्शन में आए, तो 2-3 प्रॉब्लम्स का आइडेंटिफिकेशन हुआ। हमारी जो बेल्ट है वो एक तो मैंगो बेल्ट है, दूसरा वहाँ पर बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे किसान सब्जी की खेती करते हैं, और सब्जी की खेती में एक सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज ये आता है कि एक फेज ऐसा आता है कि मार्केट में उनके प्रोड्यूस का प्राइस नहीं मिल पाता। अभी कुछ समय पहले ही हमारे एरिया में सीतापुर या आसपास के जो टोमेटो ग्रोअर थे उनको 4 रुपये 5 रुपये किलो टमाटर उनका बिक रहा था। इसी तरह से पिछले साल जो है हमारे एक पास ही के दूसरे एरिया में गार्लिक जो है 5 से 10 रुपये किलो बिक गया। तो ये जब समस्याएं आई तो फिर हमने कुछ रिसर्च किया कि कौन से ऐसी डिवाइस या मशीन अगर ऐसा कुछ लगाएं जिससे कि हम इन प्रोड्यूस की जो है सेल्फ लाइफ हम बढ़ा सकें डिहाइड्रेशन के लिए। तो उसी समय हमारी नज़र में न्यू लीफ डायनेमिक्स प्राइवेट लिमिटेड की एक पैलेट बेस्ड कोल्ड रूम कम डिहाइड्रेशन मशीन आई, जिसको मैंने फिर पिछले साल लगवाया। और लगवाने के बाद में उसका इम्पैक्ट जो ये आया कि जो वेजिटेबल का प्राइस, सपोज करिए अगर हम बंद गोभी या फूल गोभी की बात करते हैं, तो जब विंटर्स के टाइम पे जब उसका प्रोडक्शन पीक पे होता है तो उस समय मार्केट में इसका प्राइस जो है वो एकदम बॉटम पे चला जाता है। अब उस समय उसका मतलब इवन ये रहता है कि किसान को मंडी तक ले जाने का भी इच्छा नहीं होती, क्योंकि वो 2 रुपये 4 रुपये में वो बिक रहा है कि उस लॉजिस्टिक पार्ट उससे बढ़ जा रहा है। तो अब हम क्या कर रहे हैं कि ऐसे टाइम पे जब मार्केट में किसी कमोडिटी का प्राइस बहुत कम है, तो उस समय उस कमोडिटी को मार्केट में ना ले जा करके हम इस डिहाइड्रेटर मशीन में उसको हम ड्राई कर रहे हैं, और ड्राई करने के बाद में जब मार्केट में फेवरेबल प्राइस हमारे लेवल पे आता है, तब हम उसको मार्केट करने के लिए जाते हैं। इसी तरह से हमने कई सारी कमोडिटी पे हमने काम किया। आपको बताएं, हमारे एरिया में बहुत सारा प्लांटेशन जो है सहतूत का है, और सहतूत का पौधा एक मतलब ऐसा है कि उसका फ्रूट जो है थोड़ा सा ओवर राइपन हुआ तो तुरंत गिर के ख़राब हो जाता है। 80% प्लस जो है सहतूत जो है वो केवल हवा के फ्लो से ही गिर के वो वेस्ट हो जाता है। तो उस सहतूत को हमने अभी ये वाली क्रॉप थी जो लास्ट मंथ जो है, हमने लगभग 200 kg सहतूत जो है, ड्राइड सहतूत जो है वो हमने दिल्ली के मार्केट में सेल किया है। जो सहतूत का प्राइस 0 था, वो कोई भी प्राइस उसको फार्मर को नहीं मिलना था, क्योंकि उसकी सेल्फ लाइफ बहुत कम होती है। अगर हम ऐसे मार्केट में ले जाते हैं तो उतना प्राइस नहीं मिलता है। और तो उसको जब हमने डिहाइड्रेशन उसका कर दिया, डिहाइड्रेशन के बाद में उसकी सेल्फ लाइफ बढ़ गई। सेल्फ लाइफ के बाद में हमारा जो सहतूत जो किसी भी प्राइस का नहीं था, वो हमने 1200 पर केजी के प्राइस से मैंने सेल किया, जो पाउडर की फॉर्म में आज की डेट में अमेजोन पे 200 रुपये से 300 रुपये का 100 ग्राम में अलग अलग कंपनी जो उसको सेल कर रही हैं। इसी तरीके से हमने जिंजर पे काम किया, हमने टर्मरिक पे काम किया। टर्मरिक हमने अनबॉइल्ड कंडीशन में उसकी स्लाइसिंग करके इस मशीन में मैंने उसको जो है ड्राई किया, और अब हम मार्केट में एक नया ये जो खड़े मसाले की कैटेगरी में एक नई हम वैरायटी लेके आ रहे हैं, जिसमें आपको हम टर्मरिक की स्लाइसेज हम प्रोवाइड करेंगे, जो आप घर में जो नॉर्मल आपका मिक्सर ग्राइंडर है वहाँ पे मिक्स करके उसको ग्राइंड करके आप इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। उसको अनबॉइल्ड कंडीशन में हमने ड्राई किया है, तो इसकी वजह से उसका कर्कुमिन लॉस बिल्कुल भी नहीं हुआ है, उसका फ्रेग्रेंस लॉस नहीं हुआ है। लो टेम्परेचर पे हम इसको ड्राई करते हैं, मैक्सिमम 55, 56, 57 डिग्री तक टेम्परेचर जाता है डिहाइड्रेशन में इस मशीन में। मशीन की खासियत ये भी है कि इसमें कोल्ड रूम के तौर पे भी हम इसको इस्तेमाल कर लेते हैं। अगर हमारा जो वेजिटेबल्स हैं, अगर हमको उनको मार्केट में पहुंचाने में टाइम लग रहा है, तो हम 2 दिन 4 दिन हम उसमें उसको स्टोर भी कर लेते हैं। दूसरी चीज़ है, अगर हमें मार्केट में प्राइस नहीं मिल रहा है तो उसको डिहाइड्रेट करके रखना है, तो हम डिहाइड्रेट करके भी उसको रख लेते हैं। तो दोनों तरीके से हम इस समय जो है किसान को उसके प्रोड्यूस की जो एक्चुअल जो कीमत जो मिलनी चाहिए, उसमें अब इस मशीन के थ्रू जो है उसमें मदद पहुंचा रहे हैं।
बिल्कुल। Bhanuji is saying that the biomass-based cold storage could be used in 2 forms, both as cold storages and also as a dehydrator. Moving ahead, भावना जी, जैसे आपने बताया कि आप एक ट्रेडिशनल फिशर वुमेन हैं और आप सोलर रेफ्रिजरेटर का इस्तेमाल करती हैं, और आपने यह फ्रिज पिछले साल ही खरीदा। हम आपसे ये जानना चाहेंगे कि सोलर फ्रिज खरीदने से पहले आप मछलियों को कैसे स्टोर करती थी, और उस दौरान आपको किन परेशानियों का सामना करना पड़ रहा था?
मैं एक छोटे से गांव में रहती हूँ, तो मुझे बर्फ़ के लिए, मछली को जो बर्फ़ लगता है उसके लिए मुझे 30 किलोमीटर का ट्रैवल करके जाना पड़ता था, और रिटर्न 30 किलोमीटर आना पड़ता था। स्कूटी के ऊपर जो आगे जगह होती है उसमें हम ऐसे बड़े बड़े बैग्स लेके उसमें बर्फ़ लग के फिर हम लोग को आना पड़ता था। आते आते तो आधी बर्फ़ तो पिघल ही जाती थी। उसके बाद हम लोग उसके अंदर मछली स्टोर करते थे। फिर ऐसा होता था कि कभी थोड़ी भी मछली हो तो अभी भी हम लोग को इतना ट्रैवल करना पड़ता था, और ज़्यादा मछली हो तो अभी भी हमें इतना ट्रैवल करना पड़ता था। तो उसमें हमारा टाइम जाता था, पेट्रोल अलग से, बर्फ़ का खर्चा अलग से, और कभी कभी जैसे हमारे हस्बैंड वगैरह नहीं होते तो मुझे जाना पड़ता था। वो बर्फ़ की थैली मैं तो कैरी नहीं कर पाती थी, तो मुझे उसके लिए भी किसी को पैसे देना पड़ता था कि बाबा मुझे कुछ हेल्प करो, ये सब। उसके बाद भी मछली लाने के बाद ऐसा होता था कि मछली बेचना, अभी मैं मछली बेचने जाती हूँ तो कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि सब मछली नहीं बिक पाती, कभी कभी रिटर्न लाना पड़ता। तो रिटर्न हम लोग नहीं ला सकते थे क्योंकि मेरे पास बर्फ़ नहीं था। मैं कैसे लाऊँ रिटर्न, रिटर्न कैसे ला सकती हूँ? तो नहीं ला पाती थी। मुझे उसे फेंकना ही पड़ता था, दूसरा कोई उपाय ही नहीं था, मतलब कुछ नहीं कर पाती थी। फिर अभी मेरे पास सोलर फ्रिज है, तो मुझसे सबसे बड़ी एक है कि बर्फ का कुछ टेंशन नहीं है, कभी भी जाओ मछली होगी तो मुझे टेंशन नहीं रहता। मैं अपनी मछली लाती हूँ, बिंदास अपने रख सकती हूँ, कभी भी निकालो कभी भी बेचने जाओ, उसके लिए मुझे अभी कुछ भागदौड़ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती। तो एक टेंशन तो वो कम हो गया है। और एक बात, अगर मेरा ये टाइम बच रहा है, पैसा बच रहा है, तो मैंने ये सब मेरा टाइम दूसरी जगह मैंने डाइवर्ट कर दिया है। मैं मछली सुखाने का भी अभी चालू किया है। मैंने गए साल ही फ्रीज लिया है, पर मेरा ये साल सबसे अच्छा था, तो मेरा बहुत फ़ायदा हो रहा है डीडी सोलर से।
तो मेरा दूसरा सवाल आपसे यही होगा कि आपने बताया कि ये सोलर रेफ्रिजरेटर ने कैसे आपकी आजीविका को बढ़ावा दिया है, तो आपको क्या लगता है कि आपके जैसे जो अन्य मछुआरे हैं, ये मशीन उनकी आजीविका को बढ़ाने में कैसे सहायता कर सकता है?
होगा ना, बहुत मदद होगी। जैसे अभी मेरे जैसे अभी सभी गांव में तो हम लोग अभी है तो सभी मच्छी बेचते हैं ना, तो उनको तो बहुत ज़रूरत है इन सब की। अभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि अगर आपकी फ्रिज में जगह है थोड़ी, हमारी मच्छी रखो ना प्लीज़ करके हम लोग से ले रहे हैं, हम लोग सेव कर रहे हैं, स्टोर कर रहे हैं उनकी भी मछली, ऐसे हो रहा है। तो फिर बहुत ज़रूरत है। मैं 13 सालों से 13 सालों से मैं मछली बेच रही हूँ, पर मैंने इतना सहन किया है ना, आपको बता नहीं सकती। पर ये गए साल से मेरे लिए ये साल इतना अच्छा था ना, मैं ऐसे अच्छे दिन मैंने देखे हैं ना कि मैं सोचूंगी सबके लिए कि अगर सबको ऐसे फ्रिज मिल जाए हमारे यहाँ पे या फिर हमारे कोकन में, तो सबको ये अच्छे दिन देखने के लिए मिलेंगे। बस मेरा यही है कि सबको फ्रिज मिल जाए।
बिल्कुल भावना जी, हमारी भी यही उम्मीद है कि आपके जैसे जो अन्य मछुआरे हैं उन सभी को सोलर रेफ्रिजरेटर से इसी तरीके का फ़ायदा मिले। मेरा दूसरा सवाल भानु जी से होगा। मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहूँगी कि अगर आपको अपने किसान भाई और बहनों को इस बायोमास बेस्ड कोल्ड स्टोरेज की खासियत एक पंक्ति में बतानी हो, तो आप उनसे क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
इस मशीन की खासियत जो है ये है कि एक तो ये कोल्ड रूम के तौर पे काम करती है, उसी के साथ साथ इसमें डिहाइड्रेशन भी होता है। 2 डिग्री से लेकर के 70 डिग्री तक का टेम्परेचर इसमें मेंटेन रहता है। तो और जो इसका जो फ्यूल इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं वो हमारा फार्म वेस्ट ही है। तो जो लो कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव है, ये हमारे खेत का ही जो भी वेस्ट मटेरियल है उसी को हम इस्तेमाल करके इसमें हम जो है डिहाइड्रेशन करते हैं। तो कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव होने की वजह से हमारे लिए काफ़ी बेनिफिशियल है ये। दूसरा एक चीज़ मैं और बताना चाहूँगा इसमें, फ्यूचर में हम जो भी करने जा रहे हैं, हमारे एरिया में जो जानवरों की जो छोटे जानवर की काफ़ी सारी समस्या है, तो हमने पिछले 1-1.5 साल में जो खेतों के मेड़ पे बहुत सारा मेहंदी का प्लांटेशन मैंने कराया था। मेहंदी को जानवर खाते नहीं हैं। अब हम क्या कर रहे हैं कि उन्हीं मेहंदी के पत्तों को जो हमारे फार्म जो एफपीओ की जो महिलाएं हैं उनको क्या कर रहे हैं कि उसके पत्ते को तोड़ के लाने के लिए कहते हैं, वो तोड़ के लाती हैं और उसको हमारे यहाँ उसको वॉशिंग होती है। वॉशिंग के बाद में इसी मशीन में ड्राई करते हैं और उसका जो पर केजी जो उसका जो प्राइस जो डिसाइड होता है वो हम महिलाओं को वीकली बेसिस पे हम दे देते हैं। तो इसमें मेहंदी हो गई, सहजन हो गया, नीम के पत्ते हैं, तो इस तरह की जो कमोडिटीज़ हैं जो वेजिटेबल्स के अलावा वो महिलाओं से लेकर के और उनको इंस्टेंट वीकली लेवल पे हम उनको जो है पेमेंट करना हम लोगों ने शुरू किया है। तो जो और इसमें 3 से 4 घंटे के अंदर ये सारी लीफी वेजिटेबल्स या सारी जो लीव्स हैं वो ड्राई हो जाती हैं बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से, जिसमें उनका फ्रेग्रेंस, उनका एसेंशियल ऑयल बिल्कुल भी लॉस नहीं होता और बहुत अच्छी क्वालिटी उसमें निकल के आती है। थैंक यू।
और इस क्वेश्चन आंसर राउंड को एंड करते हुए मैं अपना आखिरी सवाल कोनी जी से पूछना चाहूँगी। आपने बताया कि आपने अब तक लगभग 500 ग्रामीण महिलाओं को सिल्क रीलिंग और वीविंग में आपने ट्रेन कर दिया है। आपको क्या लगता है कि ये सोलर से चलने वाली जो मशीनें हैं ग्रामीण महिलाओं को उनके जीवन और आजीविका को बेहतर बनाने में कैसे मदद कर सकती है?
ये तो ज़रूर मदद करेगा, क्योंकि छोटा वाला मशीन एक इंडस्ट्री में सारे महिला आके नहीं काम करेंगे। कोई भी चाहेंगे तो अपना घर में घर का काम करके कुकिंग करेंगे, बच्चों को पढ़ाई करेंगे, फिर रात को भी ये रीलिंग कर सकते हैं, तो इनकम तो बढ़ोगे ये सारा। और क्या होता है कि ये छोटा वाला मशीन है, आसानी से कहाँ पे जहाँ ज़रूरी होगा वहाँ पे उठा के ले जाएँ, ये कोई दिक्कत भी वाला नहीं है। और 24 घंटे तक ये पावर चल रहेगा, रात दिन कोई टाइम में भी आराम से कर सकते हैं। जो हमारा इलेक्ट्रिक वाला मशीन क्या होता है, एकदम पावर कट होता है, पावर कट वजह से उनका जो इनकम होता था, अगले हम लोग देखा था कि साप्ताहिक जो हम देखा था, एक महिला क्या होता था 1000 से 1200 इनकम किया था। अभी जो सोलर पावर मशीन आया ना, अभी तो महिला 6 से 7 हज़ार तक इनकम किया है, तो सबसे अच्छा उन लोग का। और अभी हमारा जो सोलर पावर के लिए मन की बात में मेरा नाम आए ना, सारे महिला लोग तो इम्प्रेस हुआ है आगे वही मशीन चलाने के लिए। तो मैं सोच रहे हैं ये मशीन सारे महिलाओं को कैसे मिल जाए, अपना काम करके, घर का काम करके तो खुद के लिए कुछ रोजगार हो जाए तो बहुत अच्छा होगा। सबको ये बेनिफिट, ये फ़ायदा मिलना चाहिए, ऐसे मेरा अगली इच्छा है।
बिल्कुल कुनी जी, हम ज़रूर चाहेंगे कि जिस तरह इस मशीन ने आपको सशक्त बनाया है, उसी तरह हमारी बाकी ग्रामीण महिलाएं भी सशक्त बने। So summarizing the points for the wider audience, so now we have heard stories about 3 products. Starting with the solar refrigerator, so with the application of the product, Bhavna ji was able to earn around 5,000 to 6,000 per month. She also mentioned that the solar refrigerator has saved her time traveling to purchase the ice, which she now uses to dry fish and expand her fishing business. Next we have biomass-based cold storages. Bhanuji mentioned how this product has helped reduce the post-harvest losses, increase the shelf life of the farm produce, and improve the income of the farmers engaged with the FPOs. Last, we heard about solar silk reeling and weaving machine. This machine supports the user, especially women, in reducing drudgery, improving their productivity and quality of the silk reeled. The machines have increased the monthly income of the women from the Keonjhar district to up to 6,000 to 7,000 per month. These women-friendly machines provide women a home-based entrepreneurship opportunities. These were a few success stories of DRE users. Their stories provide an evidence how DRE-powered ecosystems help unlock the socio-economic benefits of the end users. And we need to have more such impactful stories, not to just generate evidence for the ecosystem, but also to instill confidence among other users. To this, I believe collaboration and convergence of the ecosystem stakeholders such as policymakers, government, financiers and funders can play a very crucial role. With this, I would like to end this session and hand over the mic to Nandini. And thank you Kuni ji, Bhanu ji and Bhavna ji अपना कीमती समय हमारे साथ देने के लिए. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavna ji. Is this working? Yes, all right. Thank you, Bhavna ji, Bhanu ji और कुनी जी अपनी कहानियाँ हमें सुनाने के लिए। हमने यहाँ आपसे बहुत सीखा और हम आशा करते हैं कि इन कहानियों से और बहुत लोग आपसे इंस्पायर होंगे। Thank you, Maushami, for facilitating these stories and this discussion and bringing these diverse realities to the room today. As we move further into the agenda of discovering stories from the ground and more voices, let's watch a beautiful film on how clean energy is transforming India, the Powering Livelihood story.
అంటే మాకు ఎక్కువ కరెంటు బిల్లులు కట్టేది ఒకటి మాకు చాలా బెనిఫిట్. దాని వల్ల 20 అంటే మాకు పగులంతా కరెంటు కోతతో పని కాదనేది ఒకటి లేదు.
जो पावरिंग लाइवलीहुड की तरफ से मुझे सपोर्ट मिला, मेरी जो इनकम है वो डबल हो गई एकदम, तो मुझे काम करने में भी और मज़ा आ रहा है.
आज एक लिया है फ्रिज तो कल 2 लेंगी, 4 लेंगी, उस हिसाब से स्टेप बाय स्टेप बढ़ेंगे और अपना रोजगार और बढ़ाएंगे।
For us, every solar fridge has a story, and Powering Livelihoods has really helped us tell that story.
It's stories like these that we are powering. We are powering livelihoods.
Before Powering Livelihoods, we were struggling with a few major things, and I think that's what made us a really good fit for the Powering Livelihoods program. We had a product, we had a proof of concept, we had done pilots, but what we couldn't do was commercialize. What we couldn't do was formulate a very firm go-to-market strategy, and what we couldn't do was scale up. They helped bridge the commercial valley of death.
Two organizations, CEEW and Villgro, came together to make this happen. CEEW being a policy think tank, very good at gathering, analyzing data, engaging the ecosystem. Villgro, on the other hand, very good at working with enterprises who really knows how to help startups to scale their business model.
It started with a belief and of course with a lot of on-ground research that there is a need for these clean energy-based livelihood solutions which can power rural economy. But we also know that any opportunity like this just cannot be realized out in the vacuum.
I commend CEEW and Villgro and wish you all the very best as you become the connect between our startup ecosystem, the venture financiers and the government.
So I'll say that if we were all like an army that was trying to promote DRE, then women are these foot soldiers. Without them, we wouldn't have been able to take it to places and take it to the level of integration that we have been able to.
With Powering Livelihoods, we have been able to establish a better organization system, better training system, better way of attracting type kind of talent that would work for us. And with that, what has happened is that we are able to change the profile of the rural women we are working with from just being job worker, dependent on wages that they are earning from other people, into micro entrepreneurs themselves.
हम सोलार पावर को यहाँ पे सारे लगा दिया, बहुत आराम से हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं। सुबह से शाम तक वो मशीन चल रहा है, हमारा इनकम भी बढ़ जाए, धागा निकालना आसान हो जाए।
We have enabled 16,000 livelihoods across the country, with at least 70% of them being women. And each of these livelihoods had typically experienced an increase of about 35% in their annual income. On the policy front, we have helped shape India's policy framework on decentralized renewable energy for livelihood applications. The first such policy anywhere in the world.
So far, Ministry was not supporting livelihood applications directly. So now we have thought of it and we have prepared a large scheme providing financial support for the DRE applications. And what could be these applications that has been helped through Powering Livelihood program?
We've achieved a lot in these 3 years, but I would say that there's still a long way to go. If this $3 million program can unlock a $50 billion market, just imagine the leverage. People no longer look at it as an energy solution, they look at it as a livelihood solution.
सोलरचा फ्रीज आल्यापासून माझा खर्च वाचला आणि उत्पादन वाढलं.
Energy gives everyone power, but I think Powering Livelihoods program gives everyone a better future.
Powering Livelihoods is transforming the way we perceive progress in rural India.
Sorry for that. I now request Vase Khalid, Program Associate at CEEW, to talk about why we should spend enough time to discuss and implement DRE solutions and how the team has worked on bringing these promising innovations to the ground. Over to you, Vase.
Well, thank you, Nandini, and it will be a very difficult job for me to take a handover from a very inspiring video which you have seen of our program for the work which we have been doing for 3 years. So please bear with me for the next 10 minutes when I give you the presentation of what we are trying to do. So before deep diving into the presentation, I would like to share India's inspiring journey on renewable energy. 10 years ago, India had 20 gigawatts of renewable energy. Today, India is the fourth largest installed capacity of renewable energy. Currently, India is on a path of growth, development, and sustainability. Similarly, how can we utilize clean energy to power livelihoods for growth, development, aligned with sustainability? That these discussions is what we want to inspire in your minds and in the discussions today and going forward. India has a $50 billion market for clean technologies to impact 37 million livelihoods. Realizing this market has several promises. Yeah. Clean technologies can enhance income in rural areas. Recently, there has been a trend of reducing farm incomes. Here, it is very important that we look for additional opportunities and also support incomes. DRE can play an important role here by providing that additional opportunity. The few of the technologies you see here on the slide are examples of such DRE livelihood technologies. Right? There are already 20 DRE livelihood technologies which are market ready. It also complements grid supply and help eliminate the use of diesel. Farm power availability remains a challenge for many farmers in India, and due to which many farmers rely on diesel to power their economic activities. As providing farm power through grid is not reliable, here DRE can play an important role in complementing grid electricity and eliminating the use of diesel and envisioning a diesel-free Indian farms. The image you see here on the left is of a lady in Odisha practicing Thai reeling. It is a dangerous practice because it can cause physical damage if practiced for the long run. Powering Thai reeling through DRE can not only help reduce drudgery, but improve incomes, save time, and enhance productivity. Similarly, use of micro solar pumps can help reduce drudgery when compared to manual irrigation. It also contributes to India's food security. Presently, in India, about 5 to 15% of perishable food is spoiled. Also, currently only 10% of food is being processed in comparison to the 25% target by 2025. Providing solar power technologies like cold storages, solar dryers, solar refrigerators can enable value addition and storage at the farm level. So far what we have looked at is the promise of DRE livelihood technologies. The promises of clean technologies are huge. However, the sector is still evolving, and many of you might have just heard it for the first time. So realizing the potential of this market is a difficult task. So what we have done at Powering Livelihoods, we have adopted a four-fold approach to translate this promise into practice. First, we provided bespoke support to the technology manufacturers. What we have done here, we've been mindful in providing support because even at a similar stage of commercialization, every enterprise or every technology manufacturers have different needs, different customer targets, different market contexts. Hence, a standardized approach for everyone would not work here. We also envision that supporting technology manufacturers can enable large-scale commercial deployment of DRE technologies. Some of the technologies we support, you can see on the graph, be it from solar-powered cold storages to solar-powered silk reeling machine to you see here solar-powered vertical photo units to subsea cooler. And below you see are the entrepreneurs we support through our program. Second, we generate evidence at scale to answer questions, emerging questions of stakeholder on market impact and viability of DRE technologies. Like some of you might have come across, and we have also seen clearly in the video, of the 50 billion market opportunity. However, due to some questions in your mind, you have still been waiting on the fence and are yet to engage with the sector. We understand there are several emerging questions in your mind which needs to be answered. That is what we have attempted to do through our research. First, what we have identified market, we have identified 50 billion markets state to state for each technologies. Given the highest population, Uttar Pradesh has emerged as a top market for DRE livelihood technologies, followed by West Bengal, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Karnataka. We have also identified market district by district for CEEW of the technologies. Next, we have also tried to answer the viability part of it, because there are various questions arising on are these technologies viable? Should we support these technologies when there is grid available? What is the general payback period for these technologies? So we have tried to answer all of the emerging questions through our research, and we find a close positive association between payback period . Yeah, so we have seen a close association between payback period and cost of the product, which means costlier products have higher payback periods. However, there are several exceptions like horticulture processor and solar dryers. Second, for how many days you use a product is crucial in defining viabilities of these technologies. For example, if you use a solar pump for 20 days in a year, compared to 100 days in a year, is crucial in defining viability of these technologies in the long run. Similarly, what do you process in this processor is also very crucial in defining the viabilities of this technology. Let's say you process aloe vera and mango in comparison to process tomato and carrots. So processing aloe vera and mango would give you higher returns in comparison to tomatoes and carrots. Finally, the most important finding is like technologies which serve local demands, like sewing machines. As there is an immediate impact, they have a higher likelihood of adoption. In comparison to technologies, something like fruit processor, where it processes jams and squashes. Not all jams and squashes processed would be consumed locally. Hence, there is a need to find further market for it. Right? We would also try to identify and guide the stakeholders in making their business and financing decisions through mapping product cost with payback period. What we find here is lower cost product like micro solar pump would ideally have an individual ownership, whereas higher cost products like cold storage is likely to have a joint ownership. Similarly, on the financing bit, the lower cost product can be served by MFIs and bank loans. On the other hand, the higher cost product, you would need banks, higher banks, large banks, and the NBFCs to come in here. Now, payback period is also important in defining the tenure of loan. Lower the payback period, lower would be the tenure of loan. Higher the payback period, higher would be the tenure of loan. We'll be releasing the report today. You can learn more about it when the report is released in the next session. Right? Third, we have tried to disseminate evidence to create awareness, instill confidence, and ignite demand for clean technologies. What we have done here, we have done targeted relevant outreach activities to mainstream DRE. The image you see on the left is of a Facebook Live video which we had conducted in MP. And immediately after the Facebook Live, entrepreneur Raheja received significantly high inquiries for their product. That is what a targeted outreach can create an impact. These are the stories which we want to mainstream. This is the narration which we want people to hear about. The image you see on the right is of a field is from Rajasthan, solar refrigerator by Devi Dayal. So here we have conducted hyper-local events where what we wanted was to end user to actually touch and feel the product before they buy into the promise of clean technologies. Additionally, what we have also done is we have onboarded demo champions. Like these are ladies from within the community. And being from the community, getting the buy-in becomes an easier task. And finally, and the most important part of the puzzle is working with the ecosystem, right? And going back, we have done this program with a partner, Villgro, who has been an amazing support, and without whom the program would have been successful. More than that, the other ecosystem partners have also played an important role in maintaining DRE and taking the narrative forward. We have partnered with state rural livelihood missions in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, who have a reach of 2 crore members. This has helped us to take this product to masses by leveraging the network. Second, access to finance has been a key constraint in adoption of this product. On this front, we have partnered with financiers and investors like Samunati, Kotak Bank, and Upaya to bring finance for these technologies. We have also partnered with go-to-market players to take this product to masses, as technologies manufacturer alone cannot themselves reach the last mile. So we have partnered with organizations like Smart and Thermalife to support us with this. I would like to conclude that with the video before this meeting and through this presentation, we can inspire more discussion for which can, so that we engage, we partner more, and these partnerships can go on for now and forever. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vase, for shedding light on some important work done by the team in this space. And I'm sure all of us are intrigued to learn more about journeys of entrepreneurs. So let's hear from Mr. Devi Dayal, Tushar Devi Dayal, founder and CEO of Devi Dayal Solar, about some critical lessons from his entrepreneurial journey in the DRE sector. I would like to invite you to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is actually the largest audience I've ever addressed, so thanks, Powering Livelihoods. Thank you for that, given a great platform to our company. My name is Tushar. I'm the founder and CEO of Devi Dayal Solar Solutions. We're a solar refrigeration company, and we focus on the sub-1 ton segment. So, you could really call us a micro cold storage company. We've done over 1,000 installations, largely with Powering Livelihoods' help. We've done it in 12 states. We've done them in 12 states and 3 countries. And we've also leveraged close to 250 end-user loans. So what you see over here is some of the value chains that we've been addressing, like dairy retail, agriculture, fish retail, kirana stores, dhabas, etc. Now, this journey hasn't been without its issues, and then, we've often had Powering Livelihoods come in and help us with them. So maybe just touching on the top 3 issues. You've seen our fridge outside, or maybe if you haven't, you can have a look at it in the break. It's kind of a big equipment. It's a big 200-liter fridge. It has solar panels, it has a battery, etc. It's not something that we can just give out as a sample. But at the same time, the user does need to touch it, feel it, experience it. So what Powering Livelihoods did was a lot of hyper-local events. These were events at the user's place of work. So it was like in rural Rajasthan, rural Maharashtra, where this high touch could take place. One of the other issues we faced was, before we found out that we could sell in Kirana, before we found out that we could sell in dhabas or dairy or fish, we really had to discover these value chains. Now those pilots for those value chains were carried out in conjunction with Powering Livelihoods. And as we made the B2C to B2B pivot, Powering Livelihoods got us connected with organizations such as Bihar's Jivika, Rajasthan's Rajivika, Saras Dairy, and UPSRLM. So, as we pivot from a B2C company to a B2B company, we see scale happening as well. And the last one on everyone's mind is affordability. So when a solar fridge starts at 80,000 rupees, it's out of the reach of the target audience. So there's really a need for end user financing. We had a long discussion on this yesterday on end user financing, and to really get to the next step in end user financing, an organization such as ours needed to put up cash collateral, or what we call a first loss default guarantee. Again, we were fortunate enough to have Powering Livelihoods help us with that, and through that we got a facility with an NBFC called Ashwa Finance, and were able to finance 250 entrepreneurs and basically create 250 jobs and 250 livelihoods. So that was something that we're very proud of. Since I have the stage, maybe my appeal to some of the people present, I think the government's doing a great job with MNRE coming out with a policy for distributed renewable energy, particularly for productive use appliances, which is basically livelihood appliances. I would love to see that carried over to some of the existing schemes of the government. There's great fisheries schemes called Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. There's a really good portal called GEM portal. If organizations such as ours could easily be onboarded onto such portals, I think scale up would be easier. Investors, I met a lot of them yesterday, and as we spoke, I think a lot of them are already quite savvy when it comes to livelihoods, when it comes to climate. And just request them to take a closer look at productive use again. For NBFCs, I think there's a few organizations now in Powering Livelihoods who have data, right? We have repayment data. So in our case, we have repayment data for the past 7 months for 250 end users. Now these end users were largely new to credit end users. So from that 250, maybe, I don't know, about 20% had CIBIL scores greater than 650. And there was 200 of them, so that's about 80% of them had CIBIL scores of 0 or -1, which basically means unbanked. What this means is that, and then from those, in the past 7 months, we have not a single NPA. So, that FLDG that was given to us is intact. It doesn't mean that there isn't delay in payments. There's a delay in payment almost every month, from a small subset. We have technology to address that, automated SMSs. We have IoT-based remote monitoring systems to check equipment health, etc. But the fact of the matter is no one has defaulted for 3 EMIs and caught in that 90-day NPA bucket. So what that tells us is that, a lot of the micro entrepreneurs who are buying productive use appliances for livelihoods are really taking this quite seriously. So that's my message for NBFCs, if there was one. And
I think when it comes to civil society organizations, the need for awareness of solar refrigerators, solar water pumps, solar silk spinning, solar dryers, etc., still needs to be there. A lot of our bandwidth as a company, and we're a small company, goes to like discussions like what is a solar refrigerator? What's the difference between a solar refrigerator and a grid-tied refrigerator? Why is there cost differential? What happens when there's a weak grid coming in? Can we switch from solar to grid, etc.? So I think that these questions are common for a lot of our organizations. So, you take a solar street light, for example, it has a battery, it has a panel and a light. It's naturally going to be more expensive than an LED light on a pole. So there's a common base of knowledge that needs to be spread, and my request to civil society organizations would be to spread awareness. So go through the rest of our slides. This is a beneficiary in the fishery segment, as Ms. Bhavna Maladkar spoke on her experience as fisheries. This is a value chain that we find is most lucrative and most remunerative as a solar freezer company. There's not only wastage and spoilage that's avoided, there's that expensive ice. That ice is diesel genset created. There's transactional costs that Bhavna and her other fellow fisher retail women have to go through. They have to rent autos or motorcycles to go and buy that ice. And still, there's always that little iota of doubt that will I be able to sell my fish by the end of the day. So that's one. And just a quick one on our mobile refrigeration technology. Again, like I said, we're sub 1 ton, we're micro cold storage. So in that, what we do is, we're not doing reefers, we're not doing containers. But if someone wants a cold chain on their existing van, you've got a 407, you have a Chota Hathi, you have a Tata Ace, it's very easy for us now to put in flexi solar panels on your roof, give you 200 kgs, 300 kgs worth of cold storage. So you could be transporting potatoes and onions that don't need cold storage, but you have that small segment of, say, mushrooms or higher value leafy greens that needs refrigeration, and then that's where this really fits in well. All right, I think that was the last slide. So thanks very much, appreciate it, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Mr. Devi Dayal, for highlighting these challenges from the ground, but more importantly, on how you overcame them. I'm sure many in the room will resonate with some of the lessons that you have highlighted here today. Now that we've heard some voices from the ground and we've analyzed opportunities in the DRE sector, let's discuss how we can realize this $50 billion opportunity and how clean energy can boost incomes in India. For this, we have a diverse set of experts joining our panel today. I would like to invite to the stage Aparna Dua, Director at Asha Impact; Jeevan Kumar Jethani, Senior Director at the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy; Sridhar Eswaran, Head of Samanuti Foundation; and Kanika Verma, Associate Vice President at Development Alternatives. And just as we need innovative approaches to tap into the DRE opportunities, we need Abhishek Jain's innovative questions to make this a very successful panel. Abhishek Jain is the Director of the Powering Livelihoods team and Fellow at CEEW. Over to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Nandini, and a warm welcome and good afternoon to all of you. Let me just quickly introduce this panel. I guess though most of them do not really need an introduction, but we have quite a diverse set here, from Government of India representation to financiers to investors to the civil society. And I guess all of them sort of make an important role, play an important role the public sector, the private sector, and the third sector, as we call it, to bring forward the development and the aspirations that we need to meet on the ground. So we have Mr. Jivan Kumar Jethani, who is a senior director at the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Among several hats that he wears, he also looks after the off-grid solar program at the ministry and has been part of the ministry for several decades now. We have Aparna Dua. Aparna comes from Asha Impact, one of the venture impact funders who have been looking at the impact space, not just clean energy or energy access or livelihoods, but several other associated spaces.